So, without further ado, our final IGNITE presentation of 2012 Earth Day Festival. We have the one and only Nora Murphy! To grace us with your presence.
Ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for Nora? Come on, this is the last one. Let's go. In 3, in 2, and 1. Ignite.
Hi, my name is Nora Murphy, and I'm coming at you as a member of the steering committee of the Amherst Community Market, which is a startup business for a cooperative grocery store for our town. I'm going to start off by talking about why does Amherst need a grocery store? Well, in downtown there is no full-service grocery store. We have DB Mart, we have Cousins Market, and we have CVS, but those are all more convenience-type locations. They really cater to a college crowd, not really the type of place where a family could do their week's grocery shopping. We also have a lot of restaurants, which are all great, but they don't really foster that learning how to cook, learning to really feed your family on your own. They don't really foster that. So what we really need is a place where we can get all of this amazing local produce that we have in our community really into the center of Amherst and make it accessible 7 days a week in a retail location that's consistent and that can just be there all the time for us. Because when we go grocery shopping, we have to go all the way to Route 9, and it's a pain, right? Like, we have to get in our car, or we have to take multiple bus trips for many individuals. And what it really comes down to for me is accessibility. How can we get this food right here? And now I'm going to switch gears and talk about competition. So in 1859, Darwin came around and he said, I've figured it out. Competition is the way of nature. We're all just pitted against each other. And that kind of sucks to me, and I don't really believe in that. Because how could you explain instances of us working together? How can you explain an event like this? How can you explain symbiosis in nature? So how does this, relate to a larger context? So Edward L. Wilson, he's a Harvard entomology professor. He's studied cooperative behavior in ants. And he's found that ants are very instinctively cooperative. But humans aren't exactly like that. We have the choice between cooperating and competing. I don't think we're inherently anything. We can do whatever we want. And he has found that if you're an individual and you compete and have a dominating personality over the others in your group, you will win in that group. But in doing so, you're really weakening the entire group. And groups that cooperate with each other, they actually have a lot of strengths and advantages over other groups that are not cooperating amongst themselves. So how does this translate into the business world? Well, a business can be structured cooperatively. A cooperative business follows the Rochdale principles of cooperation, and I want to highlight specifically democratic governance. Surplus belongs to members. That means that if you bought into the business, you receive an equal share of the profits, and that it really emphasizes community development. So there are a few different models for cooperative businesses. One is a consumer-owned model like River Valley Market. This is where the shoppers invest in the startup of the business. And in doing so, you have the opportunity to democratically participate in business decisions. There's also worker-owned cooperatives, where every single worker in the store invests financially in the business, and in doing so, they work non-hierarchically, they have equal voting rights, and they make their decisions democratically. So for the Amherst Community Market, I envision a cooperative that would be a hybrid model of these two, where the workers and the consumers would come together and be held accountable for one another for running a really honest and good business. There's also talk of involving producers in this model. There's a lot of things we could do. So this is a really empowering business model for the community because the local voice is valued. The money stays locally, and what this is really about is increasing food security. A cooperative business has so many stakeholders in it that it's really rooted in the community. It can't just pack up and leave if the boss decides to quit. And it's also empowering for workers because there's open communication, there's increased transparency, and we avoid all the pitfalls of working under a hierarchy. I mean, how many people hate their boss and they do a crappy job because of that? That doesn't happen. And we really need to strengthen the Valley's local food system by having this place where it can just be there all the time. And this connects to sustainability because it's inherently in the structure, it works towards the common good. A co-op business can't be anything else other than what the community wants it to be. And I think that's really important for sustainability. And we had a community interest event a couple of days ago at Food for Thought Books. It went really well. We had 50 people come. We were all engaging in really great conversation, about what the community would like to see in a market. So if you're interested, this is our email address. I'm on the steering committee, and we're going to be having some other meetings that I would love for you to attend if you're interested. Thank you.